What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. Today we're going a deep dive on Drifter Intrinsics, and basically some early strategy for Duviri, even though it's not going to be out until April. Going over every Drifter Intrinsic we saw on stream, no leaked lists here, and basically we'll be talking about what you can go for, what you should maybe prioritize once Duviri releases out in there in April. Reminder, there will be a Steel Path version of this Duviri mission, Duviri like planet and all that, so getting the best Intrinsics actually might be a lot more important than you might think. Keep in mind though, the buffs you're getting from these Intrinsics are not the only buffs you'll be receiving for your operator mid-mission. There's these things called decrees, which will also, feed into these Intrinsics that will give you buffs for the duration of the mission. Now, there's going to be plenty of choices. There's going to be like rare versions of these, common versions, I'm guessing uncommon as well. So just because you see, you're only getting 20% extra health for your Drifter, there's going to be other things to potentially increase your Drifter's health even more. So let's get into it. We do like to over-prepare for stuff on this channel, so if you are enjoying these types of videos, we do daily Warframe video uploads. Make sure you're subbed to this channel. Also, check out the live stream channel. We do live streams quite often on the live stream channel. All right, let's get started. I have the list of all the Drifters and Intrinsics they showed in the stream today, or rather yesterday, and let's get started. We got some gameplay as well of Duviri from DE's official dev stream. Alright, so, as I said, there will be decrees, which are like other buffs you can pick mid-mission, but these Intrinsics will always be available, it seems. So let's start with the Combat Intrinsic. There's 4 trees of Intrinsics. Combat, Opportunity, which is basically utility, Riding, which is like horse stats, and then the last one is going to be Endurance, which is like tank increasing and all that. Reminder, you'll be playing as the Drifter for the Duviri Experience mission, but with certain Intrinsic, you can summon your Warframe for a short period of time. Starting off with Combat Intrinsic. Rank 1 will give you 10% damage buff per decree you have selected. It seems that in these missions, you'll be picking about 4 to 5 decrees in a mission, so at the end of the mission, the final encounter, that'll be a 50% damage increase for you as someone that's picked all your decrees. So it's only rank 1, so a pretty decent buff at rank 1. Reminder, you will have to get access to this rank 1 version to get access to the higher rank stuff, such as rank 3, which I'm gonna definitely view as one of the strongest ones here. So yeah, rank 1, just pick up the decrees. As long as not like if there's an endless version of this, sure, that will be a ton of damage over time. But yeah, it looks like only 4 or 5 decrees per mission here. Rank 2 of the Combat Intrinsic is gonna make it on. When you cast your heal ability, as you can see, the third ability on the Drifter is a heal ability. When you cast an ability, you will get a movement speed increase. I'm sure you'll be casting the ability relatively often, so getting a little extra buff on there is nice. But let's move on to the actual important Intrinsics here. We have rank 3 Combat Intrinsic, and this is going to be one of the ones I recommend to you as someone trying to get into Duviri when it releases. This is a must-have Intrinsic. So what rank 3 Combat Intrinsic will do is it will let you access your Warframe mid-mission as a summonable ability. Don't get too excited though, because this only lasts for about 5 seconds. With a duration increase available, it appears at rank 8 of a 50% increase in duration. So once we get access to like Steel Path version and all that, summoning your Warframe for a few seconds to take care of a group of enemies should be an extremely nice way to speedrun this. So yeah, summon your Warframe for 5 seconds. It's got an Ignis Wraith, it's got an Amprex, it's got whatever. Blast away the trash ads. Didn't even have to bother doing Drifter combat for that encounter right there. So I'd say rank 3 is a must-have, but we'll keep going on to rank 4 and above on Combat Intrinsic. Rank 4 makes the melee heavy attack cooldown of the Drifter quicker. That's basically all it does. For melees, you have a light attack and a heavy attack. And the heavy attack apparently has a cooldown. This will reduce the cooldown of the heavy attack at rank 4. Not extremely exciting, but I'm sure it will be helpful over the long run if you're grinding these missions. Rank 5. All ability cooldowns reduced for the Drifter. Seems relatively nice. You'll have your heal reduced cooldown. There's a radar ability as well. So, sure, but the thing is, depending how many points you need to rank these up. Remember, for Railjack Intrinsics, it was like the first one was like 10 Intrinsic, the second one was like 20, so on and so forth. The last Intrinsic was multiple hundred. And it seems like you're only getting 1 Intrinsic per encounter here, so we'll see what ends up happening. If it's a multiplying cost, just like Railjack, it can be quite a pain in the butt. But also, they want you to be playing this a lot. It's not supposed to be a sprint. It's supposed to be a marathon, so I could definitely see them making the prices increase. So keep that in mind with these higher rank abilities. There's lots of Intrinsic potentially to unlock these. Rank 6 is an AoE slow for 3 seconds when you cast your radar ability. which should go pretty nicely with the cooldown reduction of the previous skill. So you'll be able to slow enemies quite regularly. You'll be getting a speed increase yourself by casting your healing ability that we got at rank 2. So decent. Rank 7 is a pretty powerful one. Plus 20% additive crit chance on all weapons. And this also should work on the frame as well. Now what I'm wondering is if this works on all weapons, does this work on like amps and stuff in non-Duviri missions, or are these intrinsics only available in Duviri missions? So we'll have to see when it actually comes out. Now, rank 8 and above, they were actually covering it with their camera. We never actually got clarification on that. I'm not going for any leaked list of this stuff. Rank 8, as far as we can tell, is transference sync duration increased by 50%. And transference sync is the name of how you can summon your Warframe mid-mission. So, as far as I can tell right here, the base duration of the Warframe summon ability is 5 seconds. With rank 8 transference sync duration increased, it will become 10 seconds of Warframe summon whenever you're able to use that. So as far as the combat tree, that's the end of the combat tree we can see. There's rank 9 and 10, like I said, we cannot see. They're called like muscle mass and then like overwhelming abilities. So they'll likely be strong, but we just can't see them right now. So as far as things you should definitely be going for in the combat tree, I'd say get rank 3 ASAP to summon your Warframe mid-mission. And honestly, it's a lot of points to get the higher rank stuff, but the rank 7 additive crit chance seems relatively nice. And of course, getting a longer duration on your Warframe summon at rank 8 would also be nice, but we'll see how many points it takes to get there, honestly. Moving on to the next tree. I'm going to skip over the horseback riding tree for now. We're going to go to opportunity. This one is tied to loot, it seems like, and just basically quality of life. There is a special rank 10 intrinsic where you get to play as the Stalker, and I'm going to talk about my theory about the Stalker here in a second. There's a Stalker right there on the screen. All right, so the first rank of the opportunity intrinsic is going to give you more options when picking a decree. As I showed earlier, decree is like a buff you can pick mid-mission, and see, there's 4 options right here. Without the opportunity intrinsic, you will have 3 options. So you definitely want to get the rank 1 opportunity intrinsic, pretty much the first thing you get. As someone that has played a bunch of these types of, like, Binding of Isaac, type of games, roguelites, I guess they're called, having more options can extremely help your run. It's like, okay, you were about to get plus melee damage on your gun build. Having one more option, oh, would you look at that? Guns deal increased headshot multiplier. Good thing you had one more choice. Now you can get the exact perk that you were looking for your really good run. So yeah, very important to get opportunity rank 1. Probably one of the most important intrinsic in the whole thing. But let's move on to rank 2. Rank 2 gives you more options in this opening room to select from. I'm not sure how many you have at base, but they found this a pretty important intrinsic, as there is another intrinsic on opportunity that does the same thing. So rank 2, additional weapon options. Sure, I guess so, whatever. We'll see how much that really matters. Rank 3, a choosable decree upon starting Duviri mission. As you can see on the screen right now, she had the rank 3 opportunity intrinsic. Before she even loads into the mission, she gets to choose a decree. And this is where I was saying, there might be some cheese here where it's like, okay, I have rank 3 opportunity intrinsic. I'm just going to fish for a good run. I got Stug, Serrata, and something else. Oh, I don't want those weapons. All right, going to re-roll it. You can just keep reloading it seems like, until you get the run you want. But I'd say if you are getting the rank 3 opportunity intrinsic, don't, just because you have a decent rank 1 to pick from, don't feel like you have to overcommit to that build. As someone that's played those types of games, like I said, don't feel like you need to overcommit. Oh, I got a melee option in rank 1. Well, you might get like 4 good gun options after that. So just because the first freebie one is going to put you in a certain direction, don't feel the need to overcommit is what I'm trying to say. All right, rank 4. 1 more Warframe option in that initial selector room. Again, just like rank 2, that gives you more weapon choices, more frame options will be nice, but does not seem necessary at all. So a lot of things in here are just going to make it so you have more flexibility in your run, the opportunity tree. Rank 5, a 50% chance to, actually a plus 50% chance to have a rare decree. Basically more OP versions of decrees. Now, don't get too excited. I first read this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this one sounds broken. Plus 50% chance, it's an increase to the chance to get a rare decree. I have no idea what the chance of getting a rare decree is, but this will increase it. It is not a 50% chance that every decree will be rare. It is, let's say that the chance for a rare decree was 10%. That would mean this would give it a plus 5% chance to become a rare decree. It would be an overall 15% chance to get a rare decree. So don't get too excited. Then again, we have not seen too many rare decrees at all. If they are extremely powerful, of course you're going to want this, just so you get them more often. But yeah, it's plus 50% chance, not a 50% chance to be a rare decree. So rank 5 sounded exciting at first, and the more you thought about it, you're like, eh. Rank 7 is more weapon options. Pretty much a copy-paste of rank 2 Opportunity Intrinsic, so nothing exciting there. I'm just going to give you more options. Rank 8 is also a copy-pasta of rank 3 Intrinsic. Actually, no, sorry, a copy-pasta of rank 4 Intrinsic. So another Warframe option for rank 8. Rank 9, now rank 9 is where the stuff starts getting real interesting. Rank 9, Architis, the new vendor, which you've probably seen in some of like the promotional material, will have one arcane in stock per day. A new arcane in stock. We don't know anything about this vendor, but we don't even know if the arcane will be good. We don't know how many resources it will cost. But at rank 9, you will be able to buy one arcane per day from the new vendor. So, unknown how useful that will be, but new arcanes are usually expensive plat-wise for the first little while there, especially if they be forced to run Duviri. So if you're looking to make big plat, potentially go for rank 9 if you want to be getting access to the additional arcanes per day. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how farmable it is. That's something I can't really predict this far ahead of time. All right, now rank 10 is probably one of the most interesting intrinsic, the entire like intrinsic thing. Rank 10 is a RNG chance to play as the Stalker instead of your normal Warframe in Duviri. Now, if you guys remember about that leaked list of the Incarnate weapons, which is there's a lot of them. Three of the Incarnate weapons that are getting Incarnate adapters for this update are the Dread, Hate, and Despair. Those are 3 of the Stalkers. Those are the Stalkers weapons straight up. My theory is to get the Incarnate adapters for those weapons, you must complete a mission as the Stalker, a Steel Path Duviri. I am completely speculating that, but to me that sounds like a kind of cool little Easter egg to throw in. Oh, you want to get the Incarnate version of the Hate, the Despair, and the Dread? You got to get rank 10 Opportunity Intrinsic to play as a Stalker. Maybe the Stalker run will be like considered like a debuff. Like, oh man, the Stalker's abilities are bad compared to my Hildren or whatever. So if you do a Stalker run, it might be more difficult than a normal run, but potentially giving you better rewards as you can potentially get the Despair, Hate, and Dread Incarnate unlockers. Just a theory there. Either way, it's going to be like a guaranteed, like somewhat decent frame, I'm guessing, for your runs. Or actually not guaranteed, it's RNG. So I don't know, it's just kind of like a for fun intrinsic. We'll see if there's loot potential to it, but it's in the opportunity tree for a reason. So, all right, moving on to the endurance tree and then the riding tree. We got 2 more trees left here, guys. All right, and we got to see all of these, so hooray. Rank 1 for the endurance tree is just plus 25 health, straight up. Actually, no, it's each decree gives 25 health. So similar to the combat tree, rank 1 will give you a buff to your stats per decree you pick up. And as you can see in their gameplay right here, they have a stage, a bounty that has 4 stages. Each stage they'll get a decree, and if you have that one opportunity intrinsic, you will get a decree at the beginning of the mission. So going to be about like a couple hundred health buff by the end of the mission. Relatively nice. You have to pick it to get to the higher stuff anyway, so it's just what you're getting. Rank 2. Okay, so this one sounds crazy. When you get a decree, rank 2 endurance tree will give you a full health and energy restore, which means basically 3 full heals per mission. Sounds relatively strong to me, but once we get to some of the higher level stuff of these intrinsic, you might be like, okay, maybe not as exciting as you were making it sound. Now, rank 3 for endurance tree, this is going to involve a mechanic they have not talked about, and I have no idea what it is. But as I said, I have used to play Darkest Dungeon. I used to play, roguelike games like that. So we're going to be going off of my understanding. And this, keep in mind, rank 3 is speculation. Rank 8 is also speculation on the endurance tree. So the way it's worded is basically +1 potential max stack of X before you get to the maximum level. I'm going to it's called demoralization. You could have 1 extra stack of demoralization before you hit maximum stacks. Now, my guess is that's either something like transference static, where it's like, okay, you died 4 times, now you instantly die and you go back to your frame. That's probably what it is. But what it also could be is if you ever played Darkest Dungeon, there's a thing called stress. The more stress your character has, bad things just basically start happening. And little things can cause them to, like, die, pretty much. So I'm guessing it's either going to be your stress level. So if bad things are happening to you mid-mission, your stress level goes up. And if you're at max stress level, you can potentially get one shot by a random enemy. If it's the transference static thing, it basically means you can die 1 more time before the mission is over. But either way, 1 more stack of demoralization allowed before you hit maximum stacks. So either way, this will be basically, it sounds like an extra life, basically, per mission, which is relatively nice. All right, rank 4 is going to be whenever you get a parry, it will heal you by 25 HP, and doing a perfectly timed parry will give you 50 HP instead. So, I mean, if you're someone that plays, Dark Souls types games, there is parrying in Bloodborne too. This will be great for you. You'll be getting heals constantly. But if we go over some of the later intrinsic, you might still be like, okay, it's not worth it, honestly. But you might as well parry anyway, just so you don't want to get hit. Rank 5, 50% HP, plus 50% HP, which is a bigger amount than not just plus flat. So yeah, plus 50% maximum HP at rank 5. Seems pretty good. Get a couple hundred health in there. Rank 6, on parry, gives you plus charge for Transference Surge. Not sure what that is, but it seems somewhat decent. Reminder, we have Transference Sync, which comes from you summoning your Warframe. I'm not sure what Transference Surge is, so I'm guessing we'll have to see some more information on that. But yeah, on parry, plus charge for that, whatever that means. Rank 7 Endurance Tree. Now here's where the big tank stuff starts coming into play. And as far as like what I would recommend to you. Rank 7 Endurance Intrinsic gives you 50 HP regen over 5 seconds, or rather 10 HP per second, so 50 HP regen total on headshot. So every headshot you get with your gun will give you built-in health regen for 5 seconds. Seems relatively nice with, just having health regen and all that, especially when you go over some of the stuff from the riding tree. You can be relatively tanky after getting off of your horse. Rank 9 is built-in HP regen as Drifter. I believe it's 5 HP regen. That's one of the things. I think that was not working in the little gameplay display here. They had dev hacks on. One of them died mid-combat and went back to full HP. There is no intrinsic that should be doing that. The intrinsic that makes you go back that basically saves you from death is actually supposed to get you to 20% HP and be invincible for 3 seconds. So they just had dev hacks on the stream. As you can see, they reduced the timer of this. Yeah, they just chopped 3.5 minutes off of that survival. So it was not an actual real application of this game mode, but whatever. Rank 8, as I said, another demoralization stack, same as rank 3. And then rank 9 is built-in HP regen as a Drifter. Rank 10 is upon taking fatal damage, you go to 20% HP, are invincible for 3 seconds with a 200-second cooldown. So lots of the stuff in this endurance tree is going to be very powerful, but it really depends on basically how good are you? Are you going to get hit or not? Because none of this stuff seems necessary at all. Literally none of this stuff is necessary at all. So depending on how good you are at dodging damage, how good you are at parrying, how good your gear is and all that, you might never need to actually take a single point in the endurance tree until you just have nothing else to spend it on. So as far as min-maxing, I'd say don't bother with this tree. But if you want to have a really easy time, it seems like rank 7 and rank 9 are extremely powerful. But then again, that's going to be tons of intrinsics to get there potentially. So maybe spend your stuff elsewhere. Like the riding tree, the last tree we have. Now, the big thing here is that the horse is going to be extra movement speed. The Drifter is relatively slow, so this will be faster than just walking around. But they're actually adding more movement tools than just riding the horse. Some of these actually have fast travel involved with them, as far as, the riding tree. So let's start going over that right now. All right, number 1 intrinsic for the riding tree is just the ability to summon the horse in the mission, period. Like I said, going to be good for moving around from place to place, looks kind of cool, etc., etc. Rank 2, increased resistance to knockdown, or rather to get knocked off your horse. So with rank 2 intrinsic, you will be less likely to get knocked off your horse. Not sure how likely it is normally, but we're going to go over rank 3, and that might actually make sense why these are going together. Rank 3, you will gain 150 overguard on dismount. It is kept until lost and is also refreshable. So we will get overguard. I think this is the first time ever the player has actually gotten overguard somehow. So you should be going into combat encounters on your horse if you want to be doing this. You'll have 150 overguard. Some of the later things too that they used in this footage, it will make the combat encounter much easier. Now rank 4 is going to be unlocking fast travel to certain locations on the map. So yeah, rank 4 is fast travel unlock. So probably a very important one there. Rank 5, plants and rocks are marked on the map when you ride your horse. I thought they said there was no mining in this, but yeah, if you are a free-to-play player or want to be grinding out some plat, rank 5, riding intrinsic will mark rocks on the map when you are riding your horse. So interesting there. Rank 6 is another powerful horse intrinsic. It's going to be an AoE hoof stomp for the horse. This will remove enemy armor and knock enemies back. So my idea for this is basically to start an encounter as the horse. By the way, the enemies did not aggro until they were like right next to him, pretty much. If we can find that in here. So basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the combat encounter on your horse. I think they actually do the exact thing I'm thinking about here. Here we go. So they literally just use the horse stomp right there. So they're doing exactly what I'm gonna suggest. You find the combat encounter, you approach the combat encounter on horseback, and then open the encounter with the rank 6 riding intrinsic AoE hoof stomp. It will remove enemy armor, it will stun them, and then you can dismount for some overguard. She has some overguard. This should potentially help her. I mean, this is the dev build, of course, so it's not exactly how we're going to get it. So the encounter is already easier. The enemies have some armor removed. You have a little bit of overguard. And, yeah, seems relatively nice. Rank 7, reduce cooldown for horse dash just for movement speed. I believe this also means for the flying horse version, you can dash more often, which should be good for just overall movement speed. Now, the rank 8 horse intrinsic is just the ability to rename your horse. Legit DE, just change the rank 8 intrinsic. Having to spend intrinsic to rename your horse is honestly just dumb. That should be a feature already, and put an actual intrinsic at rank 8. There is no other bonus at rank 8 besides renaming your horse. So I think that they should change that one personally. Got a couple weird ones on the last one. Rank 9 is the ability to call your horse into any mission. That's what it says. I don't know how that's actually going to work. It makes it sound like it's like a specter horse. So that would mean that your horse will be able to AoE armor strip and AoE knockdown in your mission. I'm guessing it can attack stuff too. Think of like a chocobo summon from like Final Fantasy. But on-call horse. Is it going to have like a gun or something? Because my on-call crew members are much more powerful than this thing will ever be. So it doesn't seem really worth... Rank 8 and Rank 9 are interesting in a bad way. It's like it's interesting they actually thought this would be a good idea. But we'll see how on-call horse goes. And the final intrinsic, Rank 10... You can use the map to fast travel to other drifters. So that means, basically for multiplayer, if you have the rank 10 riding intrinsic, you will be able to fast travel to other players anywhere on the map, apparently, which should be pretty good for farming. It's like, yo, teammate, I got a good fishing spot over here. Fast travel to me. Who's going to even have the rank 10 riding intrinsic? But either way, that is going to be all your intrinsics, guys. So as far as ones I recommend to you, I think that definitely you're going to want that rank 3 combat intrinsic immediately. Get your Warframe summoned mid-mission. The combat tree is just good in general, it seems. Rank 1 opportunity intrinsic is a must-have. For platformers, rank 9 opportunity intrinsic might potentially be good, depending how rare those arcanes are. Rank 10 for the potential, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, of the Stalker and Cardon adapters for the Dread, Hate, and Despair, rank 10 opportunity. For the endurance tree, it's really up to you if you're good enough to not take damage. The first time you get HP, healing and all that is going to be rank 4. Parries give you 25 HP. Perfect parries give you 50 HP. But yeah, basically you can pretty much ignore the endurance tree if you're good. And then the horse riding tree, I'm going to say rank 3 for overguard on dismount, and also rank 4 for fast travel unlock. Maybe even rank 5 and 6 for plants being marked on the map, and the AoE hoof stomp. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff here. I think Duviri actually looks pretty interesting and fun. We'll see how much replay value it has. But yeah, guys, I hope you found this video enjoyable and helpful. Let me know what kind of Drift for Intrinsic you think are more important than I give credit for in the comments down below. And I will see you later tonight. We'll have a Warframe weekly reset dev stream tomorrow for the Archon reset and all that. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much, by the way. The Chipper store has apparently been bugging out the last couple weeks. So if you don't buy the blue shard from Chipper this week, you can buy 2 shards from Chipper this upcoming week, it seems like. You'll have 2 extra amber shards, or rather, 1 extra amber shard if you have the stock for it, because his store seems to be resetting on like Monday mornings, and it resets on Sunday nights as well. So either way, guys, I'll see you next time. Appreciate the support, and take it easy. Peace!